What's going on, Mud Life gang? We back with another video. Today we're gonna be doing some stuff to the Can-Am, some stuff most of you probably don't know about because obviously it's been a little bit since we've uploaded. I do apologize about that, but you know, we've had some life things going on. Of course, I got promotion to a job, had some things I had to take care of, been putting a lot of my commitment to work right now. But with that being said, we're gonna jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy what we're gonna do to the Can-Am. By the way, this is a how-to for the Snorkel Your ATV Warrior Risers. Got some parts for the bike. Hey, look. Got her all torn apart and cleaned up. For the most part anyways, not a super clean job, but we try to get it right so that way we can dielectric grease all the plugs and of course put our new snorkel kit on. Also, we got a new coolant tank for the bike. The old one actually ended up cracking, so we had to get a new one so that way we could actually ride it. So we're gonna jump right into it. We got the Super ATV Mud Monster belt. This right here is gonna come in handy. Our boy Brooks from Riding Deep Off-Road, that man skims holes like no other with this belt, so we are gonna put it to the test. Let's get this out the way. Look at that. Snorkel Your ATV Warrior Risers. Got the stickers, got some parts. I haven't even unwrapped anything. Everything's just been sitting here waiting to go. We also got some new parts for the Can-Am, some OEM parts. Got a new bumper cover to replace that broken one, and we also got a new skid plate. So let's jump right into it, y'all. All right, so first we're gonna start by taking off the belt box cover. This is some routine maintenance as far as what we're about to do. We're gonna go ahead and blow the clutch out. With that being said, you're gonna need your 8mm. Let's get right to it. All right, so we've got one bolt down here that we're gonna have to get with the ratchet because we could not reach it with the drill. Oop. So it's actually not as bad in there as I thought it would be. Give you guys a closer look up of the clutches. It's not too terrible. It's a little dusty in there, but nothing too out of the ordinary. That's a dust test. All right. So let's go ahead. On your clutch here, you're gonna have 3 holes. One of them is threaded. You're gonna need an M8 125 by 70 bolt. I actually couldn't find a 125 by 70 at my local hardware store, so what we're gonna use is a M8 125 by 60, and hopefully that'll spread it enough to get the belt off. All right, so we've got our M8 125 by 60 bolt. This is what it looks like up close. And which one of these has the threads in it? Let's check it out. This one right here. So let's see if that thread's in there. It does. All right, so let's go ahead and get it on the ratchet. This is pretty easy to screw in, so hopefully it actually pushes the clutch apart. There we go. Now let's get the lock on there. You see the belt starting to loosen up. Hopefully this has enough thread on it. Let's see there. All right, that's almost all the way in. Let's see if that's enough. There we go. Let's check that belt out. Oh wow. This is gonna be a good backup. Still in really good shape. This is a factory Can-Am belt too. So that's good. Let's go ahead and throw that Mud Monster belt on there. All right, so we've got the Mud Monster here. Let's look at the difference right off bat. So side by side, the ribs are a bit thicker. Let's see at the inside. It is a little bit thicker of a belt. Ooh, it's a little bit wider too, just a hair wider. Okay, well, let's go ahead and try to get this on there. Let's just put it around that one. And then slide that up and over. Boom, new belt's on there just like that. So now we can go ahead and take our bolt back out. Alright, so before we go ahead and throw the Mud Monster belt on, we're gonna actually spray some air in here and try to get all this dirt and stuff out. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's what we're working with. Got some dirt up in there, some sand and dust, probably mud. We're gonna go ahead and blow that out. So I'll probably turn the music up over this because the air compressor is gonna kick on, but here we go. We went ahead and stopped on cleaning the belt box real quick because I gotta get a toothbrush or something to clean that back wall around the primary. Alright, with that being said, we went ahead and started to disassemble the outtake for the belt box. You have to take 2 bolts here off of this ECU or computer part, and also 2 bolts right here, and then 1 bolt there to take this off. This is your outtake for your belt box. Of course, you want to get this off and out of the way. You got 1 bolt there, and then you also have 1 back here, which is why you have to take the computer off to get to that. So let's go ahead and get that off. You also have 1 more T30 to take off to get that computer off. It'll be right here. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, we can access this last bolt to get that tubing off for the outtake for the belt box. Alright, now that that's off of there, go ahead and pull this tube out. Should just come right up out of here. At least I would think it would. Let me get back to you on that. So we finally got it out of there, and I will say it will not come out through the top no matter what you do. You actually have to, or at least this is what I did. I loosened this clamp right here on the belt box intake. I pulled this off and then pulled it over here out the way. And then I was able to get this piece of junk off of there. So if you're doing a snorkel kit and you have a Can-Am Outlander XMR, this is gonna have to come off of there. All right, so we're about to take off the lower part of the inlet for the CVT. I believe that's a 7mm socket. You got your connections right over here. So let's go ahead and get that loose. And there you go, got that piece off. I do believe this metal coupler has to come out of there. Sorry for all the dust that's falling. Alright, so we went ahead and test fitted the belt box. You've got the intake and the outtake. Go ahead and show you what I did. So with this, I had to cut it around that first rib coming up. So you cut it right above the rib. And that's how you fit in that pipe right there. And then for the intake, you got right here coming down, runs back like that, and then goes in right over here, right there. I'm gonna have to go buy a couple hole saws for a 2-inch and a 2.5-inch, so that way I can make the holes in my pod, and also to be able to put this through here, so that way we can get the intake snorkel on. So we'll come back when we've got those. Alright, so day 2 of the Can-Am snorkel build. Upon reviewing some of the footage I took yesterday, I realized that some of it didn't actually save. So that being said, right now we're going to work on the pod right here. So we're going to go ahead and drill the holes. Got one here, and one here. I've already marked them. I don't think you can really see them that well though, because it's a black marker, but I can see them. Got our 2.5-inch hole saw and our 2-inch hole saw. Hopefully it goes as planned and we don't have to tear this up too much, right? So let's get into it. All right, so we've got both of these holes drilled for the intake and outtake for the belt box. Let's go ahead and put that 2.5-inch on and try that one as well. Alright. The holes are drilled. I believe this one might have to be a little bit bigger, but we'll go ahead and test fit it and see what happens. Alright, so we were able to get everything test fitted and dry fitted. We're gonna go ahead and try to make the marks so that way we can take everything back off now that everything's test fitted, and then we'll go ahead and glue everything up. But this is what it will kind of look like when it's a finished product. I think that looks great. I had to get a Dremel to get down in there to make this hole work for the intake. Alright, so right about now you guys are probably wondering why in the world the kit is complete on the bike and I didn't show you how to finish it. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you why. So, the reason that we had to finish the kit without doing the video is we actually were in a rush from Mud Bash at Busco Beach, which that was a whole bust anyways. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but we really didn't get any footage. I do apologize for that. But anyways, the reason that we didn't finish the video on the kit is we actually got in a rush. Like I said, I had to go get a Dremel, which is something you will need. You're gonna have to have this. There's no way with this, without taking the radiator off, that you can actually get the hole saw bits to down here for the intake. So that was a pain in the butt, but got a Dremel and that ended up working out. The kit did come out a little crooked, I will say. Let me show you from back here. Kit's a little crooked. It's not too bad. It's shifted to the right just a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's tilted to the right just a little bit. It did come out clean though. You can't really tell too much that it's not really like a factory thing. But like I said, you'll need a Dremel. The Dremel is a must for this job. Doesn't really matter what kind of Dremel, you just need a Dremel. You're gonna have to hack up the plastics up underneath this. That being said, gluing the pipes together was pretty easy. The hardest part, I will say, was getting everything aligned right. They tell you to put silicone here and here, and when I did that, you know, of course it tried to bend and twist and it just didn't want to stay in place, which is why it came out a little bit crooked. Everything ended up shifting to the right once the risers got completely secured on there. I did put one zip tie around the middle. The kit comes with like 4. I'm not sure what they're used for other than that, so I put one there. I did end up putting a push tab pin right here just because this kept trying to pop up when we were hitting bumps and stuff. Other than that, I mean, you know, I pretty much showed you guys how to route it on the kit. We do apologize we didn't get you more footage, but we do have another video coming soon, and the reason for that, if you look right back there, what do you see? You see no tires. Where are the tires? Tires are right here. I wonder why. You might have already seen it. What does that look like, boys and girls? Looks like we're rebuilding the rear diff. The ring gear is good, but the pinion gear is not. Well, the gear is good, but the bearing is not, so I don't know how well you can see that, but it's got some play front to back and left to right. So gonna need some new bearings, definitely need new seals. We ended up taking on a ton of water last ride, and then we actually found out what the squealing noise was. I know you guys heard on the last video from Mud Bash that there was a squealing noise. We thought it was the brakes. Turns out it's not the brakes. Oh my lord. Let me see if I can show you guys. Yep, right there. Look at that carnage. That thing is done for. Wish I had better lighting, but look at that. That's what all that squealing was. It was getting up in the bind. So the drive shaft needs to be rebuilt. So the next video, as you can imagine, I asked, put a post on Instagram And it looks like everybody wanted to see a video of us rebuilding the diff since there's not many online. I did not get any clips of me pulling it out, but you will see me putting it back in. Super easy. As you see, I did not take the trailing arms off. A lot of people say you have to. That's a lie. It's super easy to get the axles out without taking the trailer arms off. There's quite a few methods you can actually use to do that. The method I used works super easy. It's literally just a strap and wrench, but I will show you more about that in the next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And as always, please remember to head down to the comment section, leave us a comment about this video, hit that like button, smash that share button, smash that subscribe button, and as always, see us on the next one. Take care, my life gang.